Lights on the pitch, the crowd starts to roar. Transfers and trades, who's signing for more? Champions rise while the others fall. Drama and goals, we cover it all. The banners wave, the rivalries burn. Injury time with the late game turn. League table shift, who's top of the pack? We've got the scoop, there's no looking back. Now flip the script to the crypto zone. Bitcoin surging, blockchains grown. Altcoins climbing, NFTs sold. Smart contracts written in digital gold. DeFi's rising, wallets secure. Web3's future is bold and pure. Soccer and crypto, we keep you in the loop. Right here each week, the Crypto Corner Kick Scoop. The Crypto Corner Kick Scoop. Crypto Corner Kick Scoop. The Crypto Corner Kick Scoop.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Corner Kick. I'm Katie Randall, and I'm here with the one and only Crypto Dan. Dan, you ready to dive into a wild week for both soccer and crypto?
Oh, absolutely, Katie. I mean, this week was just packed, and, my knees might not let me play anymore, but I can still get hyped about a 3-0 Chelsea win in the Club World Cup final. That was, wow, first all-European final, right?
Yeah, and in New Jersey, no less. Over 81,000 fans, and Cole Palmer just absolutely stole the show. Player of the tournament, and honestly, he looked like he was playing in his backyard, not in front of a stadium packed to the rafters. I mean, I pitched in front of a few thousand back in my college days, and that was nerve-wracking enough. I can't even imagine the pressure these guys are under in a global final.
Yeah, I get that. I remember the first time I played in a packed arena. My hands were shaking so bad, I almost forgot the play call. But Palmer? Cool as ice. And, it wasn't just the game. There was that little post-match scuffle, too. I saw some headlines about Trump getting into it with Joao Pedro. I'm still not sure what actually happened there, but it's classic soccer drama.
Right? Soccer never disappoints with the off-field stories. Speaking of which, did you catch the news about Snoop Dogg buying a stake in Swansea City? And Luka Modric making more ownership moves? It feels like every week, there's another celebrity or international star jumping into the soccer business.
Yeah, and it's not just for the headlines. There's real money and strategy behind these moves. We talked about this trend a bit in our last episode, how the lines between sports, business, and even crypto are getting blurrier. I mean, Snoop and Swansea. That's not something I had on my 2025 bingo card.
No kidding. And it's not just the men's game either. England's women just edged out Sweden on penalties to reach the Euro semis, and the transfer market is heating up with rumors about Enzo Fernandez and Camavinga. The whole landscape is shifting, and the money coming in, from celebrities, investors, and even crypto sponsors, is just accelerating that change.
Yeah, and with the Premier League window open till September, I think we're going to see even more wild moves. But, all this investment and attention, it's not just about the game on the field. It's about the business, the branding, and honestly, the pressure. I mean, Katie, you mentioned pitching in front of thousands. That's got to be a different kind of adrenaline, right?
Oh, for sure. There's this moment when you're standing on the mound, and you can feel every eye in the stadium on you. Your heart's pounding, your mind's racing, but you have to find that calm. I see that same focus in these players, Palmer, Bronze, Modric. It's what separates the good from the great, especially when the stakes are this high.
Yeah, and now with all this new money and attention, the stakes just keep getting higher. It's wild to watch. So let's move into crypto. But first, here's a little public service announcement. When we discuss cryptocurrency, we are not providing financial advice. We are not financial advisors. Therefore, please conduct your research before investing in any product or service. I hope that we made that clear. And now, speaking of high stakes, the crypto world had its own kind of final this week. The Genius Act finally passed the House, and people are calling it a landmark moment for crypto, especially for stablecoins. I mean, for years, the big question was, is the US ever going to give us real rules? And now, we've got full reserve requirements, audits, anti-money laundering rules, the works. It's like suddenly the US is saying, yeah, we're in.
Yeah, and it's not just the crypto diehards who are excited. You've got big banks, Amazon, Walmart. Everyone's talking about stablecoins on their earnings calls. That's a huge shift. I think, as George Kalis put it, this is the kind of regulatory clarity that removes a big psychological hurdle for both retail and institutional investors. It's like, now that the rules are clearer, people feel safer jumping in.
Exactly. And you can see it in the numbers. Bitcoin's been hovering around 118K to 123K, up almost 30% year to date. And the golden cross on the daily chart? That's a classic bull signal. Historically, when the 50-day moving average crosses above the 200-day, we've seen some wild runs, sometimes over 2,000%. I'm not saying we're going to see that again, but, the setup is there.
And it's not just Bitcoin. Ethereum's rallying too, over $3,600, with record ETF inflows. I saw that the Ethereum Coinbase Premium flipped positive, which usually means U.S. institutions are leading the charge. Crypto Dan, not you, the analyst, pointed out that this kind of buying activity is a big deal. It's not just retail FOMO, it's big money moving in.
Yeah, and I always say, follow the whales. Speaking of which, did you see that Satoshi-era whale move? Someone who's been holding since 2011 just transferred $9.6 billion in Bitcoin. That's like generational wealth. Some folks are worried it means a correction is coming. But honestly, after holding for 14 years, maybe the guy just wanted to finally cash out and buy a yacht or something.
Right? I mean, if I'd held on to something for that long, I'd probably want to enjoy it too. But it does mess with market psychology. You see a whale move that much, and suddenly everyone's checking their fear and greed indexes, wondering if it's time to take profits or double down. But, like you said, the overall sentiment is still pretty bullish. 11 straight days of positive ETF inflows for Bitcoin, and almost every top coin is in the green.
Yeah, and analysts are saying, look, regulatory clarity is fueling trust, but there's still macro stuff, like dollar strength and tariffs, that could shake things up. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it's a new era. Like Tim Enneking said, this new day will light the digital assets ecosystem on fire. I mean, that's a little dramatic, but I get where he's coming from.
Totally. And, we've talked in past episodes about how regulation can be a double-edged sword. It brings legitimacy, but it also means more scrutiny. Still, with the Genius Act, the U.S. is basically saying, we want to be the home of blockchain innovation. That's a big deal for the whole ecosystem, DeFi, tokenized stocks, all of it.
Yeah, and it's not just about the U.S. either. This kind of move sets the tone globally. Other countries are watching, and if the U.S. is all in, it's going to be hard for others to ignore. But as much as I love talking about regulation, I think the real fun is where crypto and sports start to overlap. And honestly, that's where things get spicy.
Yeah, let's get into that. So, one thing that's been on my mind is the climate and safety concerns at these big tournaments. The Club World Cup just wrapped up, but the 2026 World Cup is looming, and there's a lot of talk about heat mitigation, breaks, cooling, maybe even shifting the calendar. It's not just about the game anymore. It's about keeping players and fans safe in a changing climate.
Yeah, and it's wild how these issues echo in crypto too. Like, you've got all this innovation, but you also have to think about the risks, whether it's market volatility or, the environmental impact of mining. But let's talk about the fun stuff for a second. Sub-$1 tokens. SHIB, Doge, ADA, they're all making moves. SHIB just had a monster volume spike, over 4.8 trillion traded in a single morning, and it broke above its 200-day moving average for the first time since January. That's the kind of stat that gets both retail and institutions paying attention.
Yeah, and it's funny. Investing in these tokens is a lot like sports scouting. You've got your blue-chip players, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but then you're always looking for that breakout star. Sometimes it's a meme coin, sometimes it's a new protocol. It's about balancing reliability with upside, just like a coach building a roster.
Exactly. And I'll admit, my first altcoin pick was a total underdog. I remember it was 2019, maybe 2020. I put a little money into this tiny project. Honestly, I can't even remember the name now, but it felt like betting on a 15 seed in March Madness. Most of the time, those bets don't pay off. But when they do, man, it's a rush. And that's what keeps people coming back, both in sports and in crypto.
Yeah, and sometimes you get burned. but sometimes you find the next big thing. It's all about risk and reward, whether you're on the field, in the stands, or trading on your phone. And with all these worlds colliding, sports, crypto, celebrity investment, it feels like we're just getting started.
Couldn't agree more. There's so much crossover and honestly, so many stories we haven't even touched yet. But I think that's a good place to wrap for today. Katie, always a pleasure.
Same to you, Dan. Thanks to everyone for tuning in to Crypto Corner Kick. We'll be back soon with more news, more stories, and probably a few more tangents. Take care, everyone.
See you next time, folks. Stay curious and keep your knees healthy if you can.
Yeah. That's all the action on the pitch for today. Goals and moves, we break it all the way. From the Premier League to the World Cup scene, we got the latest, you know what we mean?
It's a wrap, but don't forget, there's more to come, we're not done yet. Stay tuned to Crypto Corner Kick, where sports and crypto always stick.
Now turning the page to the crypto space. Bitcoin, Ethereum, they set the pace. Stay ahead with all the trends in sight. Crypto's future is looking bright.
It's a wrap, but don't forget, there's more to come, we're not done yet. Stay tuned to Crypto Corner Kick, where sports and crypto always stick. That's it for today's show, my friend, but we'll be back, it's not the end. Join us next time for more to see.